Hello everyone, this is Calvin Professor C here. So first of all, thank you very much. Recently, I have a video about the pros and cons of being a mortgage broker as a career choice. And that video hit over 400 views. I know it's not a huge number, but relatively speaking, it is huge to me because it is almost 4 times as much as my normal video views. So thank you very much. A lot of people have commented on it. A lot of people have hit like and subscribe to my video. I just want to say thank you to you all. Now, one of the viewers asked me, Calvin, I have watched that video. It is very intriguing. I want to be a mortgage broker because, as you say, the pros is pretty good. So, but I don't know if I have the characteristic to be a great mortgage agent. And in your video, you didn't mention about how to become a good mortgage broker. So that's what this video is all about. How to, or what it takes to become a good mortgage broker. Okay? So, to be a great mortgage broker, I think the first thing is hardworking. Hardworking. So I think that's the basic foundation of being good at anything. I mean, basketball player, soccer player, professional sport, anything. You have to be hardworking. Mortgage broker is not a quick cash scheme or anything like that. You have to treat it like a marathon. And at the very, very beginning, you may not see money coming in, and then it's trickling in, and then but once you get started and once you have the routine practice, right? You have everything down to pat, then you will see the income as well as number of deals snowballing. It's a snowball effect, and the income would be like a hockey stick graph, if you know what I mean, right? So that's hardworking. Second is some technical background knowledge, right? So this is more, it sounds like complicated, but it's not, relatively speaking, to like maybe doctors, accountants, lawyers. The technical knowledge that you need in order to become a mortgage agent is, relatively speaking, easier. So it should not be a barrier for you to become a mortgage agent. Yes, you need some math skill, computer skill, and all that marketing skill. But, relatively speaking, I think this is probably the easiest thing to conquer. You should get all those knowledge, like become familiar with all those very easily. Now, the third one is interpersonal skill. That is a big one. Days in, days out, you have to connect with people, all these banks and lenders. You are basically their, spokesperson, right? So they rely on you to get the information from the client and also well represent them. So you are, a lot of the time, you are the only source of communication between the client and the lender. So, communication skill is very important, whether you can have a complex idea and can easily explain to the client in a very simple terms. That is communication skill. And then on top of many questions that you have to answer to the client initially, there are many other questions that will pop up by the client from time to time during the approval process. And then a lot of the time you have to communicate your ideas and recommendation to the underwriter. Then you sometimes have to talk to the appraisers, their lawyers, clients, the insurance agent for the client. So like there are a lot of people that you have to communicate, and a lot of the time you are the centralized person to do that. So you're more like a project manager in the whole mortgage transaction or the whole real estate transaction. Not to mention that you have to, communicate to their real estate agent, right? So this is key. I think this is much more important than like the technical knowledge. This is one of the key things that you have to consider. Are you a good interpersonal person? Are you good at communicating? Okay. Next one is self-motivating. This is also a key one, right? Because mortgage agent is not like a 9-to-5 job. A lot of the time there's no quote unquote manager to manage you. If you disappear for 2 days, there's no one, to report to, say that, oh, I'm going to miss 2 days of work. No. So a lot of the time, even if you miss 2 days, you may not feel anything. And then you miss another day, you say, oh, there's a US Open for tennis and I need to watch Bianca to win the title or something like that. And you say, oh, let me skip today's work and all that. Yeah, you could do that. But, eventually you develop a habit of being lazy. And because there's no manager or you don't have to report to anyone every day, it is much easier to develop a lazy habit than a normal 9-to-5 job. So you have to be self-motivated. You have to, or in my case, money motivated, so that, even though there's no one to tell you, hey, go to work, right? But you have to go to work, get up, start your routine, calling agent, replying to an email from client. You have to call your, center of influence. You have to, call the underwriter. You have to do all your routine every single day. And that's self-motivation. And lastly, I think you need a great EQ. Things are not going to happen as you plan, I promise you. There are so many things that can go wrong, even though you plan it out, exceptionally. You can have lawyers that is, client that is closing in the Christmas and they can't find a lawyer to close for them because all the lawyers are on holiday. You can have appraiser that is super busy during the summertime, and an appraisal cannot be rushed, all this stuff, right? And the last thing the client want to see is a very nervous mortgage broker, because if you're nervous, they are even more nervous, right? So you have to calm yourself. You have to control your emotion, and just have to solve the problem, little by little. You might have to call your mentor, discuss with your colleagues, but you just have to be calm and solve the problem, right? So you have to have a very good EQ. Not to mention that you might not see income coming in one paycheck, and then next month you have a huge paycheck, then the next month you have a very small paycheck. Like, you have to also control your emotion that way, because you have to tell yourself that just keep on doing the routine and your pay will come, and keep on helping the client, do the best for them. Everything is client first. Then by doing all this positive activities, income and deals will come. Okay, so those are the 5 key elements of being a great mortgage broker. And I hope you guys like this video. If you like it, hit subscribe button, hit the like, comment in the YouTube section. It helps me a lot. If you want, tell me something that, tell me whether how many of these 5 characteristics you have, and tell me, if you don't agree with me, you can also tell me. Okay, so until next week, see you then.